Hello again, this is Delta Climber coming to you from Delta Climber Studios, Roblox, and SwordBurst 2. I am here at their Halloween event part 2, and I'm going to try and make a short little video to give you a tour and an update of some things that have been going on. And I want to start this video off by thanking, believe this or not, you have admin and the developers of SwordBurst 2. I have never played a game where they cared so much for their players. They had a rollout hiccup, let's say, for part 2 of their Halloween event, to where the 200 level weapons bumped down to 150 and all sorts of stuff went haywire. And even to where players lost items while they were trying to upgrade or whatever. And that was yesterday on Thanksgiving, and today is Friday the 25th, and it's my wife and I's 24th wedding anniversary today. And we and Delta Climber, we went out and had a great time, and we came back in at about 3 o'clock. I sat down at the computer, and this message popped across the screen, said, if you've lost items or whatever, come to Helmfirth. And I did, and my two plutonic, I'm sorry, I was really upset. I had upgraded one of a clean plutonic visage at the new forge, and was making this new weapon, and then my two mags disappeared, poof. And I reported it to an admin that was on. And I'd just like to say thanks. 3 Skittles and Rondo Bliggs. Those are two guys that, and there were others. I just can't remember everybody's names. But they came on and they were very polite, very helpful. And when I went to Helmfirth, poof, my 2 swords were back in my pack. No, they're not maxed out. And no, I don't have my Gildy Leaf auras back on them, but I do have the 2 swords that I worked 8 days for. Now, many of you who watch my channel and listen to me know that I'm an old retired school teacher. So it's winter, I don't cut grass. What better thing do I have than to playing some of the games that I really like to play? And that's why I'll put on my videos always. These games are not just for kids. Some of these games are very challenging. And SwordBurst 2 is at the top of my list. And now, not just because it's challenging and engaging, but because the customer service here is, I promise you, I haven't seen customer service like this in a video game before. So, hats off to you guys, admins, hats off to developers. And I see that all the hiccups and everything, we're not going to get into all those details, have been ironed out. Thank you, thank you, thank you for going above and beyond the call of duty and helping your players overcome this. Now, let's talk about the changes. If you saw my other Halloween event video, then you're going to see some changes. One of the things that has changed is here in front of this fountain. In front of this fountain, you'll see they put an upgrade and dismantle station. Now, I had made the suggestion that if you have a weapon that is maxed out and you want to use it for the forge only uses clean weapons. So my suggestion was, like in World 0, there is a way to go to their upgrade station and take upgrades off without destroying the sword. If you dismantle, it will destroy your weapon and give you that crystal back, whatever legendary, rare, uncommon, or common. But my suggestion was to have not a dismantling, but a upgrade removal. But still, they have put in an upgrade station and a dismantle station. That's new. And we're going to go on around. The store, of course, is here. You know, I haven't even been in the store yet to see what the changes are. Let's take a look. And the prices are still low, and these items are still level 21. And that's fine. We're going to go ahead on around the square a little bit. Now, I want to tell you this right up front. back over by the pumpkin patch. See the pumpkin patch back behind there? There was a cave. Back behind here is the pumpkin patch. And there was a cave over there where Egnor, the undead king, was. And that's where you could get these plutonic visage from. And then they've got another mini boss over there. We're going to talk about him in a few minutes. But the cave was gone, and I was panicking. Oh my goodness, I lost my 2 maxed out Plutos, and now I can't get them anymore. Well, this admin or somebody was very nice. He kind of took me by the hand. Calm down, it's not gone. If you come over here to the cemetery, take a right just as you enter the gate. There is a hole right in front of that monument, and you can see people down here grinding for the plutonic or for the death spike already. So right here is where you can grind to get, and let's do this real quick. If you can solo him by getting up against the wall. The only challenge you're going to have is staying alive with all of the skeletons that pour in on you. The damage that they do to you has increased a little bit, but with a mob like this, they don't stand a chance. These guys are awesome. Look at them clobbering the skeletons and old Egnor. And I got a little shield, another shield here. We're going to have to do a giveaway for players on lower floors who might not know about all of this in the future. All right, we're going to come out of this hole and leave the undead king to his mob of angry villagers. We're going to keep going around. And here is the exit to go to the outside world here. And you can see there's a little booth here. That's how I always look for the orange top of that booth, and then I know I'm going in the right direction. And we're going to go out there in just a few minutes and talk about some of the changes. Let's finish the square first. Now, as usual, I'm going to go ahead and super speed jump to speed this up. And I hope that it is still legal and legit to be able to do this. Boy, that's a pretty bad one there. But that's to speed this up, and I am not using any hacks or anything. All right, this little hut, this little house right here. I used to bring the necromancer, the wizard king, right down here, and we used to beat him up. In the new update, they have taken him and his little wizard friends up this hill. This is the guy that drops a katana and the renderer or something. What is the name of that thing? He's the one who drops the rendering spirit. Let me show y'all another trick real quick. If you fight as much as I do, you go into your inventory, reach over and click something else. Players or this wrench. I always do this wrench before I close it, because inevitably I'm going to reach up to hit W and I'm going to accidentally hit E, and you can accidentally delete your stuff before you even know what you've done. So there's a little tip, and here they are. Ooh, he's not happy. So they swarm on you like angry bees, and soloing these guys is not going to be that easy now as it was to drag them someplace so that I could beat them up. Now if I could had a long katana and get them over on the other side of this pillar, I might be able to do them some damage. If I can get rid of this first guy here without making them come loose. Doggone it. That's just a thought. I don't know how you could solo this guy right now. And I'm going to move on because they will take you on out. And I'm not close to any. I had one of them almost down. So up the top of the hill, you will find the sorcerers and the necromancer, the wizard king guy there. Yeah. Go on back up to your little wizard place. That is one thought, and one time I've done that. I've taken the necromancer to the edge of his field of movement, and he will go back and forth, and I just stood here, and as he came up, it's slow, monotonous, but you can get a few kills that way if you want to grind him that way. All right, let's move on down the hill. Take the path here and back to the pumpkin patch, and you will see there are no hooded little pumpkin guardians. You still have this respawn set. I'm going to set that. Here's where the cave used to be. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. They'll trap you in there. And here's the new boss here. This is the new mini boss. And somebody is fighting him through the fence. I didn't think of that one. Get a long katana or something. The way I do it is I pull him over here and get him against these trees. And he cannot get back in these trees because his big old pumpkin head is too big. And down he goes. The person, or yeah, the people. Smart guys. Look at those names there. There's some smart players that found how to take and use their environment to their advantage. Who are that? Okay. Smart people. So that Pumpkin King boss can come right through this big gap, and eventually you'll get some kills there for sure. And of course these, here he comes again. These little mutant pumpkin guys, they're the ones who drop the round orange pumpkin shield on my back there, which is second best in game if I'm not mistaken. And the little mutant pumpkins drop those. Big old pumpkin was squishing me. Oh, maybe we'd take one more look at this giant mutated pumpkin king. Giant pumpkin king or something. There you go, guys. Help me out. Thank you. All right. So the pumpkin patch has changed to where there is now a pumpkin mini boss. The cave is sealed. But remember, Ednor that was over in that cave is now over in the cemetery or the graveyard. Moving on around. When we come out of here, we saw all of that. There's the graveyard. And I'm looking for, there it is, the little booth. So here is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you the next change, the next update. And we're taking a right. You can go left. This is a big circle around the Headless Horseman, the king of the events. Castle that's up there, but I'm taking a right, and you'll start looking. There's a big white glowy doggy there, and there's a couple of them, but one of those you start looking up on the hill and you will find werewolves. Here's another one. Here's the other one. Is this the one? Yes, the second coming from the right, the second little glowy dog, you will see werewolves. There's one person up there fighting the werewolves. And I've got a video on how to solo. Ooh, they will kill you so quick. Yes, I'm up here and I don't want to go down there. Oh, golly. They are swarming. They are swarming mad. And the alpha werewolf is not one to be toyed with. I'm sorry, player who is up there. Now the werewolves themselves, look at that little kick. That's so cool. Whoever thought of that animation, kudos. Here's how I solo them. I go up that little hill and they don't come up here. And I can show you that here real quick. I go into my inventory. I do like to use a katana. I'm going to use the Knight's Blossom katana. And I'm going to go right down here. and see if I can't ease over. He looks like he's stuck. He might be, he might not be. I prefer to just get him unstuck and then get on back up the hill if I can before he kills me. Now you're right down below me. And I did this till like 3 o'clock last night until I got one of those blood tomes. And I got one while I was recording, which is like so cool. And then I was over here grinding with some other people. There was about 10 people here. And somebody walked up and asked me, hey, did you get your stuff back that you lost? And I said, yeah, thank you guys so much. And boom, I got my second blood tome. And that's why I'm doing my video now. I'm just so proud of those. Because there's one and there's the other one. And I made these. I made one with the Plutos that I got, that one clean Pluto. But when they replaced my Plutos, that gave me clean Pluto so I could make a second sword. So I had one left over. Then I went back and like I was saying, my wife and I, we went off and did some anniversary stuff. And then I came back, and lo and behold, the Undead King gave me another one while I was gone. Thank you, Mr. Undead King guy. All right, the werewolves. They drop the Blood Tome, which is a long sword, and it looks really cool. Let's wheel those so that you can see what they look like. Yeah, look at that, man. You get into you wouldn't be able to see them hardly on World 9. I mean, World 9 is just all red and stuff. But that's cool beans. So kudos to the SwordBurst 2 designers who came up with some of this stuff. All right, super speed jump so that we can move on. Got one more mini boss and then the main boss to show you on this video. Ouch, watch that first step. It's a doozy. And we're going to go on around. It looks like, yep, a big open yard here. And then you have the big green guy, also known, what is it? The Elkwood, no, he is not called the Elkwood guy. But there used to be a fence here. Boy, you could clobber him on that fence, but they took the fence down. And now you have to come up with some other way to do this. And what I've done is try to use my environment to my advantage. Right here is the edge of the screen, apparently. And I'm trying to recreate what I did. Right up here somewhere was a place where they kind of like got stuck a little bit. And I just sat there and clobbered them. Just brought them back to the same place. You just have to explore the game, explore your environment. And whether it's RuneScape, Mabinagi, whatever the game may be, to where you have a grind to do, you just try. I don't like PvP, I like PvE. And just figure out how to, is this it? Somewhere over here was a place where I could just get just out of his reach and he couldn't do anything. And so I just clobbered him. So I just outlasted him here. And this guy drops the katana that I really like. I use. It's a little short. And that is the Knight's Blossom right there. Whoops. Don't want to put my mouse cursor over delete. Nope. All right. So that is the big green guy that drops the katana. Now we're going to shortcut. See the big tower up there? I'm just going to shortcut to the left of the big tower. Those towers are over by the square. And here is the big building that houses the Headless Horseman, the king of the Halloween event. I always stop here and get the Mud Brute. The Mud Brute, he drops a rare armor, which is about 4th best in game at level 160, I believe. And he also drops a night shade, a night something. Let's take a look and see. I think it's a rapier. I know it if I see it. There it is. Nightfall. Nightfall is a rapier he drops. And the armor that he drops is level 160. Which I don't seem to have. Here it is, right here. Noir, the newer cloak. Noir. Noir is French, I think, for dark. Go again, super speed jump, speed things up. And then we're going to run in here and take a look at the headless. Now the headless horseman, they have lots of these chests. You can make, wow, pop up chests. You can make a red crafters. Oh, somebody's already here. That's why it's they're popping up. So like daisies. Somebody's already here. And the king, they found a way to get him stuck in a corner apparently. And I'm going to get here just in time to do a little damage on him. Maybe help out and maybe get credit for the kill. I'll look at there, 930. Yeah, 650 is the veil he gave me. So I did get credit for the kill. If you can get a veil, you can get credit for the kill and possibly a drop. The difference is we used to park right here and the headless horseman would come right up to us and stop and fight us. Now he plows right over you and stomps you to death. Oh, he's saying what swords are these? Hello. Are the blood tomes from the Were Wolves. Yes, they're eye-catching. They're pretty cool. He's got Oath Keepers, looks like. These little guys, the Harbingers. I kept calling them Bingers, but I think it's a J sound. Harbingers of Death. They're messengers. A Harbinger is a messenger. And I'm going to leave them to their rat killing. And we are just about through with ours. Hallway, as always, we want to come on through it. Come here. And notice how it's got this crystal in the inside. That means that your respawn set is here. Your respawn has been reset here. And then that little blue thing, if you click on it, poof, it takes you back to the portal. And just in case you didn't know that. And I'm sure you guys probably knew it before I did. So here we are back at the square and the Halloween event. Look at that big old moony. The moon is rising? I believe it is. And the graphics here is quite stunning, as is most of the worlds for SwordBurst 2. Now I've been, my son actually has been looking online at Twitter. Abstract Alex has been talking about SwordBurst 3 possibly coming out. And we are waiting, I don't want to say with bated breath, because that's, when I go fishing, that's what they have. They have, never mind. But we're waiting for SwordBurst 3 to come out. And when it does, I hope that you guys will tune in and we'll work through all of it together. The best places to grind. Oh, I have other videos for SwordBurst 2 if you want to know how to get your levels up quickly. And I'm also going to have a video after this one about how to solo. Now, I showed you in this video, but I'm going to show you again, and you will see me get that blood tone. But how to solo those werewolves, the new mini bosses, the Pumpkin King over there in the pumpkin patch, and the werewolves out there. All right. Until next time, you guys have fun. Play the game. Play it straight. Don't cheat or hack, but enjoy it. Until next time, arrivederci.
This has been a Delta Climber Studio production.